Okay, so today we're going to talk about a quick first aid concept, and we're going to be featuring something called Dragon's Blood, Sangre de Grado, Sangre de Grado, Dragon's Blood. So, I had a friend that did some contracting work down in South America, and he was actually telling me about how, people get really messed up down in some of those places and you don't want open cuts or open wounds. So, without further ado, we're going to show something that just won't close. It's just a weird part. Whenever you get things on joints, they just don't close. Now, for this, we're just gonna go really simple. Use some dragon's blood with a bandage. But what if you didn't have a bandage? That's okay. We could we can make a salve, which is dragon's blood mixed with almond oil and mixed with, I prefer this type of honey, Manuka honey. And you'd mix it up in a bowl, almost like you would for a face scrub, and then just throw it on things. That's if you don't have a bandage. But we're just going to go real simple, so you're not running around with with a huge salve that gets itchy on you. So we're just going to real quick do this. Now, dragon's blood is really nice because it has like antifungal and a whole bunch of properties. Well, you saw what it looked like before. I'm gonna apply this. Now this dragon's blood, it will stain your clothes. So you gotta be really careful. Now some people use the mixture of dragon's blood and salves and stuff. They'll use it to it actually promotes collagen coming back into the skin. People use it for anti-aging purposes sometimes. You just kind of, I'm telling you, you just want this stuff to absorb to a point. If you have gum or like issues like that, like say gum disease, gingivitis, something like that, you can sit there and swish this in your mouth. You might want to use whitening toothpaste and strips after it, but you can do that. This stuff is actually kind of like a miracle thing that people don't talk about. You'll see that in pharmaceuticals though. You'll see pharmaceutical companies go grab like plants and stuff, and then just go ahead and synthesize them out, and they'll make like products that are extremely effective, but they have side effects. Versus if you're using herbs and stuff, usually they have stuff that's naturally in the herbs that counteract the side effects, but they may not be like initially as effective. So we're just kind of gonna let that sit, and yeah, it's okay if that kind of just sits there and bubbles. Now, if you didn't have a bandage also, there's a lot of people that just go ahead and use super glue or or it's called like liquid bandage, is the super glue with antiseptic in it. So that's what we're gonna do. That's like our first line. And if that doesn't work, if that doesn't seal it up, if that doesn't do it, then we would just go real quick and jump to like a liquid bandage like super glue. And if you didn't have super glue and say you just have a bandage and just the initial first step didn't work, that first line in the sand, then you could do the salve, which is the almond oil and the honey, and then throw a bandage over it to protect the wound. Essentially any kind of like bleeding, anything, you're stopping the bleeding, and then you disinfect if necessary, which Sangre de Grado will do that for you. And then you go ahead and like cover up the wound. Now you could easily use Neosporin too. I just wanted to show this really cool. It's just very under gosh, what's that phrase? Because you know how they have like you know how they talk about it like something's over, you know, like over exaggerated, under exaggerated, but there's another word I'm looking for. It's where the thesaurus is really good to have too. You know, but I want you to always know that if you don't have anything, even if you have sangre de grado, even if you just had super glue, sangre de grado, you just have anything, just make sure that if you have something that's not closing up, to just get closed up, because you don't ever want to get like any kind of skin infections, like even in the like first world. And we're not talking about like, say, if you're like, say in a field environment, or you know, like a jungle or something where you're constantly getting dirty and you can't like get cleaned. Like, believe it or not, people used to die all the time due to like infections during even like surgeries and stuff back in the day, because of the risk of infection and sepsis and stuff. You should always, you know, I want everyone to try to consider keeping up on a tetanus shot too. Those are really good. I always try to go in every few years and just try to tell my doctor, oh, I need a tetanus, I need tetanus. Unfortunately, now everything's so computerized and stuff, you can't just go in and get a free tetanus shot anymore, like, you know, from the doctor. Now they really make you wait out the 7 years, but it's like, you know, what something happened tomorrow and I wanted a tetanus, you know, but that's for a whole nother video. But hey, I hope you folks enjoyed this video. I hope everyone got something out of this, and stay safe.